Get ready, because I'm going to show my shit. It's going to be non-stop.
Apparently we're live. What's going on, y'all? Paul the Barbarian here. Hanging on the stream with Bear. How's it
Yo,
going?
yo! What is up, my friends from all across the world?
All around good guy. The
Oh,
Crazy
yeah.
Canuck.
What is up? Bear Blackspear, king of medieval YouTube commentary here. Invading Paul the Barbarian's channel. Like and subscribe. You can find me at youtube.com/c/BearBlackspear and twitch.com/BearBlackspear, as well as facebook.com/BearBlackspear. Like, subscribe, follow, and catch me online. Back to you, Paul.
Okay. So that was really well done and really well rehearsed.
I practice every day.
I'm glad.
Every time I'm not on stream, I'm practicing that. Just standing in front of a mirror.
Bang. And he's throwing his hips around, he's sashaying the whole time, he's giving you the business. Okay?
Dude, it's all about hip switching. You gotta like, it's how you do it.
Oh, goddamn. What's going on?
Did you call me the crazy Canuckian?
Canuckian, yes.
Oh, okay. That's only slightly racist. So
What?
I'll only be like a little. That's a pejorative term for Canadians. All right. Thank you. All right. That's our word.
Oh. Just gonna take a big old sip of my tea here.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you're all live fire tonight, buddy.
I'm also sipping on the tea.
King.
The
What's
THC.
going on, Josh? Oh yeah, Chris. We got Mike. Oh,
What is up?
It's the Shug.
That's right, Josh. I am the king. And if you want to try to unseat me, I invite you to accept my challenge. Bring it on.
Bibbidi bobbidi.
Take it on, all comers. Bop, bop, bop.
So somebody suggested that I pull up Anakin when he walks in to look at the younglings, and like, I know that you're not exactly Ringo's size, but like, what would you do in this situation, like these younglings are?
What do you mean? If I'm not exactly like,
making a
I'm
joke about
taller
you
than
being-
Ringo.
It was making a joke about you.
Ringo's like what, 70 inches shorter than me? I don't even know how we can have. I don't even know how this match is like doable legally.
No, it's like you're Anakin and Ringo's the youngling. Is that how that goes?
I mean, that's pretty much how it's gonna go.
Yeah, you're gonna kick a shit in. Got it.
I mean, I'm hoping so. I'm training for it. I officially passed 190 pounds for the first time in my adult life. I'm the lightest I've ever been. Hit 189 pounds yesterday. Clocked in this morning at 189.4. So hopefully I've reached a new static low for the moment, and or I've breached my static low, and I'm trying to go. I'm running to 180 now. Now I'm going down.
I'm glad for you on that. Good job, good work. I'm sitting at a healthy 270. I'm down 7 pounds. So
yeah, but you're also like a fucking giant.
I am a truck.
So
I know. I'm glad for you. I wonder how Ringo's doing on his situation. I know he's pretty close to this the weight.
Ringo's been managing. He's been a bit lighter than me since we've started. He was clocking in. Originally, he said he was weighing like 198 or 200 or something. But then I think he realized his scale was broken because magically he was suddenly 188.
Oh, there you
and
go.
I know the other day he weighed in at 192 because he said he cheated all weekend. And like I cheat. The way I cheat is I have like my cheat meal, but I don't complete the cheat meal. I like to separate it, right? So I'll have like part of my cheat meal on one day, and I'll have part of my cheat meal on another day. So that way I get like, I get a little bit of pleasure. But that being said, it's not much because even when I cheat, I hit my I'm under my caloric required calories per day.
Poutine, as it were.
No, I actually have never been a huge fan of poutine.
You're wrong.
No, I'm not. I've had all the poutine. I've had poutine from the best places, bro. I know where the good poutine is. I know where the bad poutine is. It's just like as a meal, I'm not like 100% on it. That being said, if we're going for poutine, I'll fucking order poutine.
Sure shit.
I
have the same feelings about Scrapple. Do you know what Scrapple is?
It's a game.
No,
that
it is
requires you to like use your literary.
No, it's Scrabble.
And
Scrabble. No, Scrabble is a pork product. It's like a pork cake, but it's like meat and it's ground down parts of the pig that they put in this cornmeal mash, and then they cook it down, and then it gelatinizes kind of, and you cut it into flats, and then you fry it on either side. It's like a meat cracker.
Interesting.
Like a little bit
Down.
a little bit of liver taste, but not a lot. And
That's not bad.
And it's still porky and meaty, and it's like, it's perfect.
Pair that with fried onions, bro. I'm fucking on board for sure.
Bro, there's this stuff called pudding. It literally has no G. It's not pudding, it's pudding, and it's literally scrapple, but not boiled down all the way, and you put it down on top, so like hominy. Oh, it's fucking amazing. I love farm food.
Awesome.
Farm food will kill you.
Man, I never like every time I go to the U.S., especially like lately. I mean, lately in the past few years, I haven't been to the U.S. because of the coof. But pre-coof, when I would go down to the U.S., it's like I go for it's like I talk to you guys about this all the time. I'm like, dudes, I don't understand how the amount of food you get for like $10. It's crazy. I mean, $10 for you is like 12, $13 for me, right? But like whatever, it's a couple dollars difference. It's the quantity that's like mind blowing. And it's like I go for breakfast in the States, I'm good for 2 days. Like I'm running on full, and I only start to dip into that halfway zone like in the middle of the second day. I couldn't imagine. It's like when I went to Blood and Steel 3, the breakfast I had for Blood and Steel 3 was ridiculous.
King's breakfast.
Oh no, it's like I went to like this like little diner that was beside the highway in the middle of nowhere, and it was like I ordered a it was like pancakes and like refried beans and stuff, and it's like the pancakes were like fucking this big, and there was like 3 of them, so my plate was like that, and I was like I was in shock. It was like looking at a murder scene on my plate. I couldn't even process what I was seeing.
So even when I try not to go eating out a lot because it's just like they add all that extra stuff to it that'll kill you quicker.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like I cooked in restaurants, so I still cook like a restaurant cook. It's terrible.
Cooking is the shit, man.
But I think like cooking at home, and I was on this kick for a while. Eggs. How much do you think you spend a week on eggs?
I don't eggs a ton.
How much is a dozen eggs up there?
Like $3.
Okay. I'm about like $1.75, $2 for a dozen of grade A larges.
Sounds legit.
I was spending $20 a week on eggs.
What are you like drinking raw eggs as protein shakes?
No, I was like frying 6 eggs up at a time, putting it over top of like corn fritter, and then devouring.
You would eat 6 eggs.
Yes. Egg ain't a big thing, man. Like it's only like that big.
You would eat 6 eggs?
Yeah.
You would eat 6 like every day.
6 eggs every day.
Have you you may want to talk to a nutritionist?
No.
Are you 6 eggs?
Actually, no. I actually did talk to a guy, and he was like, "Yeah, that's pretty on par for your size, bud. You're okay."
I mean, okay, true. You're like, I'm forgetting that you're like 1,000,000 feet tall. That's a big factor. It's
sometimes
true.
I would have 9 eggs, and I would take the yolks out. Or I would take yolks out of like half of the eggs, and then
I mean, you're
like
a big guy. Like, I guess the rules change at your size, so I'm not really.
There's still the amount of like fat.
When you're like Tyson Fury, right? Like, or Deontay Wilder, I guess, or like Francis Ngannou.
Those
like
guys
you're just like your body mechanics just naturally change.
Well, I mean, I can put a lot. I can put calories down and
Michael
keep
G.
them off.
Michael G, my bro. What up, Mick? Shout out to my bro Mick.
What's that say?
Michael G, de retour dans 10 minutes, petit garçon. I'll be back in 10 minutes, little boy.
Oh, little boy.
Yeah. The petit garçon on the end. Petit means small, garçon means boy.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Garçon.
Like petit garçon. Got it.
Yeah, little garçon. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, my bro Mick, 175 pounds. The guy is so shredded, bro.
Oh yeah.
Never forget the first time I saw this guy at an event, and I was like, holy shit, this dude is gonna murder us all, man. And then like, he was brand new, so he didn't. But in the past several years, the guy has improved, and it's like, fucking, let me tell you, the ceiling on that dude is like, bam.
Hey, I'll take it. You know
what? Props to that guy.
Middleweight has a lot of area to go.
That's where I'm trying to hit, man. I think that's going to be like the performance bracket in terms of like mobility versus volume versus speed and stuff. I think that's just where we're going to see like the most science-y competition, I think, should come from middleweight.
165 to 185 is where you see the most dynamic fighting.
Yeah, I think that's legit. I mean, we could probably see better in like a lower than that bracket, like the lightweight bracket is probably going to be like once like I mean if you look at the Russian meta, right, the lightweight bracket has like a lot of fucking crazy dudes. Like
Yeah,
Maxion is lightweight,
yeah.
Evgeny Bedenko is lightweight, Artem Vasiliev is lightweight. So you have like a lot of like you have a lot of like really high performing,
Like
very talented.
150s.
Yeah, like I think lightweight is under 65 kilograms, if
Okay,
I
so
recall
it's like
correctly.
130,
Yeah, you guys really just got to get on the
140,
metric scale.
140.
You got to get
I
off that. Your
I
scale is
need
called imperial.
no,
Okay,
dude.
come on. You got to get off the imperial scale, bro.
All I need to be able to do in my head is not verbalize how many pounds that is, and just know how many
Do
pounds
the
that
math.
kind
Yeah,
of is. I just need to do
one.
the math real quick.
I think they're like 145.
Okay,
Yeah, it's like
so
145. It's around their weight.
okay, 145, maybe 145 to 175, just because of armor. But the reason I say 165 to 185 or like 155 to 185, like the size of the human compared to the amount of weight that they can put on and distribute and use.
Are we talking about weight? Is it happening?
Ah,
Is it finally happening?
so
The forbidden stream?
okay,
Is the
okay,
forbidden stream
okay.
happening right now?
Um,
It's an
so
inside
in
joke
wrestling,
between me and Paul.
yes, in wrestling, you see the most dynamic wrestlers at 165 to 185. Those
I
are like
disagree. Undertaker is a super heavyweight. You're not seeing an RKO at lightweight. Is
so
all I'm
okay.
saying.
I'm just gonna say that he said earlier today. I'm like, it's April Fool's Day. We can be kind of goofy, and he's like, "Oh no, man, I got serious shit to talk about." And I'm like,
I'm
"Okay,
totally
cool.
serious
Like,
right now,
I'm
though.
gonna
I'm
be
not joking.
serious right now." And then this
is me.
asshole.
No, this is how I am all the
this is
time.
me?
This is me at my most serious, bro. Bruh,
Yeah, America.
America.
So in wrestling standards, like you see 165 to 185. Collegiate and national wrestling goes up to like 200 is a very dynamic place because 200 pounds of muscle is just insane for wrestling.
Well,
Not
you have
carrying
tall
weight.
guys. You're gonna have tall guys in your 200, 205 brackets.
Yeah.
Like that's where you tend to see your tall. Like in terms of athletic performance, like you tend to see as the weight increases, you're gonna see the naturally bigger dudes.
Well,
You
no
don't see
shit.
no. It's like you don't see no 5'5", 200-pound fighter
No.
at the competitive combat sports
There's not
athlete
really, there's
level
not really
very
pit
often.
bulls- there's not pit bulls strutting around. The pit bulls
No.
are actually at like 185 because they know that at like 5'6", they're like, I'm the most solid you can be in this weight
Yeah,
class.
there's like a mini fridge category for sure, right? There's like a certain height v weight kind of sweet spot for some people where if you're
'Cause-
not fucking gigantic, being in like 180 to just sub 200, like 180 to 195 can be like a really sweet spot for performance. Like I know when I'm at like for the longest time my weight objective was 200. I wanted to be like a solid 200, maybe go up to 205 as like that would be my max would be 205 and my low end would be like 197. That's kind of what I was thinking. And I found my best performance was at like 220 and 195 so
Gotcha.
far have been my best performance. I got good performance a bit lower, like 192 I've gotten good performance, but so far in terms of like my most power I've ever gotten, I was 220. And my best mobility and like ability for volume and cardio and like dynamism and shit came at around 195. So like as I'm descending weight categories, I'm very closely monitoring how my performance changes, so that I can more accurately understand like how your weight reflects performance in terms of combat sports, right? So I think it's an important it's important to be able to distinguish, the kind of performance you should expect at a particular category.
Yeah. I mean, you're looking at just the way that a body that size can move that weight, like how dynamic one can move at that weight at that size, and it's very subjective to everybody. But like, I'm thinking about like 185 pounds, 175 pounds, and they're just strapped, and I'm like, yeah, that's what it is. That's what
we should all be, really. Like if we're like athletes, if we're serious, because right now we're hobby athletes. We're not like serious paid professional athletes.
Yeah.
Or like even the majority of us aren't even amateur athletes. So it's like in terms of like athletic development, like we do all want to get to that point where you're as shredded as possible, but you should also understand that what you present at competition isn't what you walk around with.
No shit.
So I think we have to have, as a community, we have to have a better understanding of like, what you're like, how you walk around versus how you prep for comp. And like, depending on how much comp you do, you should be in X in X condition, because even the best athletes in the world aren't like constantly walking around shredded. It's
No,
not a
it's impossible.
sustainable lifestyle ad infinitum.
Yeah.
It's only something you can do in bursts in order to get like your best performance, and you have to specifically target your weight. So it's like you have to know, like, I'm aiming to be this weight because at this weight I get this performance. And if you're like playing with categories, right? That's what weight categories are about. Like, you want to get as light as you can while conserving the maximum amount of power and endurance, and your chin too, because the lighter you get, the easier it is for you to get fucked up, right? So, and that's both in terms of knockout and in terms of overall injury, because as you get lighter, even if you have, really good muscle density, you lose muscle density in getting lighter as well, to a certain extent. Not, of course, to the same extent as you lose body fat, or you don't lose bone density or anything like that until you start passing age 35 or anything like that. So, like, if you're looking to be in athletic condition, you're trying to really maximize your hit your sweet spot of performance, go as low as you can while being like as powerful as you can if you're trying to get into a category. In our sport, where there, in terms of melees, where there are no category, and it tends to benefit people who are heavier, like, I think your athletic and performance objectives should be indexed to that. So I would say don't go overboard and be like, nice, I can be, I'm 5'11", I can be 250 pounds, and just kind of like whatever it. I think if you're going to aim, you should aim. I know BMI is like not the most reliable thing, but you should.
Oh.
What up?
What?
She wants to be on stream too. Okay, I'll bring her in. I'll bring her in for the shot. All right.
What's your cat's name?
Her cat. My cat's name is Snoo Snoo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your naked cat.
My naked cat. Well, she's not naked right now. She's actually dressed.
Okay.
As you can see, she's wearing her sweater.
Question in the queue real quick. Where do you get your event info most? By the way, this is an AMA. Like, there is a thing that says ask questions at the top of the screen.
Yeah, for sure.
Where do you get your event info mostly in regards to planning and training and leading up to? Most of the steel fighting community is difficult. Each like league has their own Facebook page, and they post up their event calendars, or like events that are coming up. Usually people are sharing stuff around. I don't know if we have a centralized location for all those events to be thrown up on a schedule yet.
Well, there's the ACS calendar.
Yeah,
I know that they've been working really hard to try to centralize as much information as possible, which I think is
like every other league too, or is it just?
Yeah. You can when you pop your event in there, you can select like what rule set it uses and like what it is and shit.
There's the ACS calendar. If we have a link to it, somebody throw it up in the comments or something like that.
I just spam every website and Facebook group I can. That's my secret.
Yeah,
that's I just every day I'm checking all the shit all the time, and I have my notification structure is set up so that all I get, like, first off, I'm only part of Boohurt groups on Facebook, and then my notifications are set up so that only like the groups I actually give a shit about give me notifications.
Yeah. Thus, you have to alter the way you fight to maximize the strengths of your body composition and everything. Going back to weight real quick, I think as of right now, I think like the healthiest fighting weight that I have is 260. I fought at 230 for a very long time. I fought on the show at 230, and I was like, I didn't have enough ass to follow up behind everything. Like, I was strong and everything else like that, but it's having an extra 20 pounds added on is
yeah.
I can clobber people, and I can also like stand my ground by getting hit in the 45 in the back. If the guy isn't at least like somewhat my size, I can usually stand through a small guy hitting me in the back, and I just stumble forward a little bit and I pick it back up, and then I can deal with him. Like, usually I can deal with that kind of stuff. Where somebody just like blindsiding me, I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I'm wondering, because we haven't been able to do very much fighting over the past 2 years in Canada. I'm wondering what it's going to be hard for me in a micro sense, because I don't have like a day-to-day performance to follow up on or to chart. I have to like, oh my God, sorry, she does this. Give me a second. All right, there you go. I have to like, now that we're slowly starting to train again, as we may be approaching another lockdown here in Quebec due to the widespread of variants, but as we're slowly trying to pick our shit up again, it's going to be a process not only of like readjusting in terms of purchasing new armor, because let me tell you, I put on my armor the other day, and man, when you weigh your armor for like yourself when you're 50 pounds heavier and then you lose 50 pounds, like your shit don't fit.
Yeah,
so it's like, and that's a thing. So it's like, it's a question of now looking at armor modifications. Can Can I like trim any pieces of my armor in order to reduce the amount of metal and get better coverage for what I have? Like, do I have to order new pieces? So I mean, that's a factor. That's something you have to factor in as well, is that there's a gear adjustment. But I totally agree with Josh that you're not going to fight the same way, for
No,
sure.
hell no.
For sure, you're not going to be able to take the same shots if you're lighter. You're not going to be able to deliver the same shots. So it's like you definitely have to try to like understand where you're at and what your ideals are. And in terms of going into the fight with Ringo, for example, Ringo is more likely than me, for sure, experienced at that weight. It's probably an area in weight wise that he's more comfortable with.
Yeah.
I've never been that light in my life ever as an adult. I mean, as a sperm, I was pretty light, but as an adult, I was like not light at all. So I was a super heavy dude. The heaviest I've ever been was 250, right? And I wasn't like 250 of Eddie Hall jacked pecs and biceps, right? I was like 250 of like fat high school nerd.
Yep.
So, I think the lightest I ever was like 197 or something like that. So I've already passed. I passed like a while ago where I was, but now I'm like really, now that I'm hitting the 180s, I'm really at a place where I've never been before. So it's going to be a new experience for me too. And adjusting is like it's a process. It's a whole process.
I just noticed how I carry myself differently in armor, like with the different weights that I've been at in my fighting career. And I'm like, well, being a little bit heavier isn't the worst thing if I can still keep moving. If I can maintain locomotion well enough, I'm fine. I'll be happy with it. I just don't ever want to see 300 pounds ever again.
No, that's rough, man. That's rough. Like, I think the biggest part, especially in COVID times, is managing nutrition and not losing control, because it's so easy, especially when you're stressed, and food is like a thing that gives you such immediate pleasure, right? Like not losing control is very key for coming out of the pandemic. Also, depending on where you are in the world and what your lockdown and practice situations have been. Like, I know you guys in the States have kind of been all over the map in terms of lockdown and safety protocols, and like not only does every state have their own like way of approaching shit, but every city does, every town does. So it's like there's no real consistency for you guys. So I know some of you are practicing and some of you are not, but the ones who are coming out of a less active state, like try to manage your nutrition as early as possible, because as you get more involved in the sport, your nutrition is going to become more and more important. And that goes for new fighters as well as vets, because the best of us can fucking fall off the wagon.
Well, fuck yeah. Fall off and hit a couple steps on the way. Jesus. By the way, Canadians aren't real.
I mean, that's debatable. Mick, Mick says he's real. I mean, Mick, are we though? I mean, simulation theory would suggest that we're not necessarily real. And I mean, there's also the whole idea that the universe is a hologram, right? So like, if we're just a three-dimensional reflection of a multi-dimensional object,
hey man,
that's possible.
My evidence is that I live in Minnesota. Life sucks up here. There's no way people live north of me.
I mean, that's possible. I mean, what? Like, we could all be like living in matrix bubbles, and when you like try to like leave the city, you're actually captured by the government, and then they like wipe your memory and all kinds of fucked up experiments to you.
Did you ever see the movie Annihilation?
Oh, bro.
It's like The Shimmer. It's like The Shimmer.
Yeah. The Shimmer.
Oh my god, that movie
I remember that.
Fucks me up. It's a great movie. I love that. I love that cosmic horror shit.
It's kind of like I've been thinking about the Matrix a lot lately, and the whole pod kind of a thing.
Jesus,
because
about the Matrix, I've been describing my thought process for the last 2 weeks is like watching the Matrix letters fall down and trying to match up and find letters in 20 different layers of that shit.
I think that means you need to see a psychotherapist.
Probably.
I think that's like your subconscious trying to tell you something.
I was just trying to plan, match it all up, get the math to work. I gotta make the math work.
Gotta make the math
I hear
work.
Bear talk about the one-handed axe meta start to take shape in Europe. Paul, what are your thoughts on U.S. switching falchions to one-handers to like one-handed axes? I think there's merits in both. I like a one-handed axe, but they can't be the goofy crap axes that we've all been like running around with. They need to be shaped correctly. Like that needs to be the triangle coming off of the head of the axe and coming out to a fairly thick axe head. They need to have good weight at the end, because realistically what a falchion is able to do is able to transfer the linear force into that thick section at the front of the blade and make it more of the punch. It makes that punch extra hard because the thick part of the blade is traveling with all that linear force and then turns the momentum into that forward strike, and it's great, and it transfers a lot of force. It's a very thin profile. Axes do that very well. They're very good at hacking shit. You have to make sure you don't hit anything on your way in. You have to make sure you don't hook anything on the way in. You have to make sure you hit with the head and not the haft. It has to be manageable for you to swing multiple times, because you see most falchion shots, they're wailing away on a dude. If you've just got like your arm on a dude while he's being held by another guy and you got like a hip to chop at, like sure, you can like void that out, and like that's a very rare occasion for most people. Most people are usually trying to chop while grappling somebody or dealing with somebody else that's coming over to fuck with them. So you have to keep that in mind when switching to that kind of situation. Also, a falchion slides out of a grapple. You can clear blade fairly easily.
So I'm just gonna put this monster down.
Yes.
She's like crawling all up inside my sweater. There you go. Okay, so I have a couple thoughts on this. So I've been thinking about this a lot, and I've reviewed Steel Bear like a million times now, and I'm currently going through it on my channel with my friend and teammate and corner person Fanny. I suggest watching that. It's a super casual let's watch style video. It's a lot of fun. It's not like a super analytical kind of thing like I do in my regular content.
Yeah.
That content is still going to be coming. Don't worry. Your regularly scheduled programming is still on track.
You still fall into the minutia when you're trying to have a casual conversation.
I'm just like that though. I'm too hyperactive, and I can't help it.
Sometimes you talk over Fanny, and I'm like, bruh.
Oh no, we were having audio issues that we've since worked out, because I thought she was done talking, and then I would start talking and I would hear her talking over me. So that's she doesn't have like a super good internet situation. I think that's a factor, and she's like on Zoom on her phone while streaming on her PC. So there are like some technological kinks to work out.
That's dope. Really convenient.
Kind of.
Blame the technology.
Kind of.
Good plans.
Oh, it's fucking amazing convenience.
Great cop out. I like it.
Yeah, I know, it's fantastic. It's totally not my fault. It's an abstraction of technology. Oh, it's fucking right.
Back to the Matrix.
Back to the Matrix. But no, definitely like one hand axe meta is a thing. So I believe that the one hand axe meta, in addition to the buckler meta, we're going to start seeing these in greater prevalence, not only because they're being used by the highest level teams, but because knowledge filters down. Like there's a trickle down effect in terms of knowledge. Mm-hmm. So rules are really important when it comes to weapon selection. And the advantages right now for axes outweigh the advantages for falchions, in the sense that you can grab the haft of your axe in order to establish a grapple, where you're no longer to grab your own blade. You're no longer allowed to grab your own blade in HMB. So that's a huge game changer in terms of your rules, right? Because if you're able to fucking do this shit, right, that's like a huge deal in terms of establishing head control and changing position and breaking posture. You could do a lot of takedowns from that position. It's like one of our essential moves is to like waddle up behind somebody, jump, put your shit over their face and break their posture and pull them down, right?
Yeah.
It's like one of our like basic bitch terrible booher takedowns. Yeah. So now you suddenly can't do that with a falchion. The advantage to that is nobody can grab your shit either. Yeah. Right? Whereas the opponent can grab the haft of your axe. So you can't grab their blade, you can't grab your blade, they can't grab your blade. You make a really good point about the maneuverability and properties, like the shape properties of the falchion being able, like, one, you do have a smaller edge at like I think you can have up to a 1 millimeter edge or a 2 millimeter edge. So you can have a very, very small edge on a falchion, and that concentrates a lot of force. So you can hunt for very, very small gaps between armor differently than you can with an axe. And you definitely have more maneuverability on the inside when it comes to freeing your falchion, because you can teardrop or turn out of pretty much any position easily. Because not only can they not grab your shit, which we still see, you'll still see. I mean, people fuck around and break the rules all the time. But like you could just more easily, you can snake it out, you could teardrop or turn out a lot more easily. And I do also agree that in terms of repetitive strikes and creation of volume, falchion is substantially better. It's also better at just like the pure sword fighting game. Now, the counter to that is that Buhurt, as like Buhurt in terms of melee, not Buhurt in terms of the umbrella of the sport. Buhurt in melee is not about points. It's not about striking, right? Striking is a tool to advance the grapple or to like KO somebody, which, I mean, doesn't happen super often, but still happens. But the whole point of striking is to set up for the grapple. So you're always trying to set up the takedown, or you're trying to do something to hide something else. It's all about advancing position. Mm-hmm. So the falchion as a device is like, okay, in terms of dealing damage with the quality of armor. And not everybody has like partisan level flat snaps where like those shots with the falchion. If you look at my video Partisan versus White Company from 2019, I make a comment about how the falchion flat snaps to the leg were like fucking terrifying, because I'm sitting here watching that and I'm like, holy shit, these people are throwing such mechanically perfect shots with such a level of athleticism that you could give the dude a feather and he's going to break your leg.
Yeah.
Right. So it's
we
like,
also talked about that on a live stream. I think we talked about that fight.
We did, and that was the reason that I went and I did that review, was because I was still thinking about that, and I had to word vomit so much shit about it that I needed another half-hour video in which to do it.
Yes, it's very much so required.
That's how I do my shit though, is because once it starts going, I get like, I get so hyperactive I can't stop, and I have to get everything out, and I'm worried that I'm gonna stop, and then I'm gonna be like, oh man, I should have said these 17 paragraphs. What did I fucked up? Right, so
this is the answer. Does he breathe? No, he doesn't fucking breathe.
I do.
No,
I do.
Shush.
Evidence.
No, he's like a practice singer. You'll never know when he breathes. So
breathing.
Are you gonna make armor for your cat?
No, but I bought her a new sweater.
There you go. That's
I'll reveal when she gets the new sweater.
There you go.
It's gonna be dope as fuck. It's a little hoodie.
If you guys were starting over with gear and training right now, what would you do differently? If I went back to like my 23-year-old self,
like day one,
start of steel fighting.
Do I have my now knowledge as like my 5-year younger self starting?
Sure. You're starting over with gear and training right now. What would you do?
Like I have my gear and I'm able to go to training and I'm like new.
No.
I just want to know the rules here, so I don't say something.
Now. Like, what suit would you buy? Like, what armor would you get? What direction would you go in? But it's
okay.
Also
I'm gonna make somebody rage. I'm gonna make somebody rage, in the sense that I really think Eastern armor looks cool.
No shit.
I really think Eastern armor looks fucking cool. Would I have bought Eastern armor as my kit? I would buy it as a second kit, and I still feel it's a good second kit. Do I feel like it's my primary competition kit? I'm happy with the style of armor I selected. I would have made different initial purchases, for sure. I would have made different initial purchases. If I had the knowledge now, and I had waited like 5 years before like buying my shit, I would make different initial purchases for sure. Mm-hmm. In terms of my approach to training, I would have taken my physical conditioning substantially more seriously from the outset. If I had the knowledge of the sport I do now, like I've been training in Buchert for 5 years. I train every day on my own now. I manage my nutrition and shit. I'm prepping for a fight that may or may not ever happen. But I put on my armor for the first time on Tuesday in like a year, because we haven't been able to do shit. And so I put on my armor for the first time in a year. And let me tell you, man, armor is like heavy, and like fighting is like super hard.
Jesus,
right?
Yes.
And it's like when you do it all the time, you don't have that same relationship with armor, because you acclimate to it. We all know that there's a period within which you acclimate, to armor. So if you ever take long breaks from fighting, especially if you're from like a LARP world and you don't practice too often, you see a lot of LARPers who have this, where it's like they only fight a couple times a year, right? So it's like, and if you go to like a weekend or a week-long event or something, there's that first 2 days where they're all like, oh my god, what the fuck, my like super shitty, terribly made armor is like super heavy. But then at the end of the week, they're like, right, sprinting through the woods in their like, in their India-made full plate.
Yeah.
Right. So it's the same for us too, because once you get over that acclimation period, you're like back into it. Your body's like remembered what it's like and shit. But it's like, man, the initial condition that you need to be able to be effective, especially when you train in martial arts or mixed martial arts outside of armor, and you have a preferred fighting style that you just want to slot into, like footwork, for example. We talk about footwork a lot and why footwork isn't better and how armor impacts footwork. Like you go from, I'm practicing L steps and pivots and I'm doing my little switch steps and stuff. And I'm like, I'm looking all good on my feet in front of my bob. I'm like, nice. And then you get in your armor and you're like, oh my God. Right. It's like the initial conditioning that you need is so high that I would have taken it substantially more seriously. I would have put a bigger focus on managing my weight early on, because I was heavy, much heavier than I am. I was 50 pounds heavier than I am now when I started. I would have taken my nutrition a lot more seriously, because that impacts not only your ability to perform, but your cardio. It impacts your heart health. It impacts your, your ability to manage for your body to manage heat in all of the layers of your shit. Mm-hmm. being heavy. And it's like I've had a huge struggle with weight loss several times throughout my life, so I'm very sensitive to people's weight loss journeys. And even though sometimes I sound like a dude who's like super hardcore and I'm like, fuck everybody, and like everybody has to like fit into this like super small box, like in reality, outside of the the debate personality that I have, I'm truly sensitive to how difficult those struggles are. And I believe now that I'm much more comfortable with managing those kinds of issues and my own personal strength training journey and shit, that if I had taken it more seriously at the beginning, right, like right at the beginning, right from the get-go, if I had taken all of that way more seriously, that my performance metrics today would be substantially higher than they are. Which, like, I'm going to be the first to say I'm going to smash Ringo, and I have the best performance metrics in the world, and I'm the king of everything, right?
Yeah,
Crush, big biceps, I'm the king of the world, right? Like, I'm the first one to get out there and be all like, like champion fucked up mindset, I'm the best at everything, right?
Yep.
But
curls every day, make bigger arms,
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, right? But it's like if I had made better decisions earlier on, my position now would be substantially better. And that's what life is all about, right? When you're like, if I had the knowledge I do now back then, I'd be a millionaire, right? Or I'd be, right? So it's like, that's why I always tell people, make good initial purchases, make good initial habit changes, right? Make those changes now, make those right choices now, because later on, when you're 5 years down the line, you'll be so much better for it.
Mm-hmm.
What about you? What would you do differently?
I do think you can change out armor a lot easier nowadays than you could back then.
Granted.
You could sell a pseudo armor. Like, I've had this for a year. It's been to 5 fights. Give me X amount, and you could still use a fair degree of X amount to be able to pay off another pseudo armor fairly easily nowadays. Like, before, it was much more difficult to find things, and to get armor and get everything situated. I mean, realistically, if I was back 6 or 7 years now, if I went all the way back there, I probably wouldn't have got that helmet, but I probably would have. Because I probably
that's a sick purchase. That's a sick purchase.
Maybe I would have given Ilya a little bit better direction and made sure that like he made it exactly to my.
It's perfect. It's probably you did good, kid.
Yeah, you did great, kid.
You did good, kid.
Realistically, my first Eastern pseudo armor that I built myself, I made a Katanga de Gal.
Wow.
Yeah, I made a Hatanga de Gal.
Nice.
Which doesn't really fit with that helmet, but I was like, I'm in close as I'm gonna get, guys. Kivian River Basin, like, that's where a major trading hub. Like, these guys were all trading with each other. It would have happened, no matter what, guy.
Right?
Yeah.
My grandfather's best friend from 50 years ago, man. Come on. Relax.
It's fine.
It's fine.
So, I probably would have been more. I probably would have immediately found a judo teacher.
Oh yeah, man. I would have. I was lucky in that one.
I would have picked up a judo coach, and I definitely would have done some jiu-jitsu, like standing jiu-jitsu. I know that sounds weird. I would have found a sambo teacher. Do judo
Sambo
and sambo.
Is very cool. Sambo is like
it's an aggressive version of judo. It's great.
It's very cool. I like sambo a lot.
I think that sambo has a couple. It has a couple more like ways to close distance better than judo.
I think the number one thing that we all should have done in the past, because it's very difficult to find as adults, is wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
You've got to wrestle in high school. If there's any high school kids watching this, please, for the love of God, wrestle in high school. If you're gonna have kids one day and your kids are gonna be athletes, make your kids wrestle in high school.
Yeah.
It's like one of the most important martial arts. I think it is so underrated.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Wrestling provides you with skills that will last you forever. They build instincts that will last you forever.
It allows you to understand body physics and like how to. This is a major thing in the sumo and a major thing in our sport. Like feeling where someone's
sumo's awesome, right? Sumo's amazing, right? I told you it's amazing.
I agreed with you immediately when you said it. So
I know.
Understanding how you push on somebody or somebody pushes on you, how force is being transferred and how their body weight is moving, like feeling the pressure that they're giving you and how to take advantage of it and put them on their side or put them to one other, like lever your position as much as you can by manipulating their weight and their pressure. That is very big. Like in our sport, people push on each other. They push back and forth and try to make things happen and stuff. What?
Did you see what Ben just said? Is that true?
What?
Wrestling isn't in the Olympics anymore?
No.
Is that true? No way. Why?
That's not
Why?
real, Ben.
Oh, why? What? Okay, I'm gonna have to look into that. That's insane to me. That's literally the reason. Like, that is the That's the chorus of Olympic sports.
Why is wrestling not an Olympic sport? In
Bro,
February
are they gonna take? What are they gonna take out?
IOC members
Javelin
voted
throw?
to remove wrestling from the Olympic program. The New York Times cited several potential factors
What?
in the decision, including the lack of universally known talent, unlike other sports. The
What?
concern for the lack of women's competition in wrestling, having only introduced.
I can't believe this. I'm shocked.
The decision resulted in immediate backlash.
2013? Effective 2020?
Was replaced as an acting. Wait.
How is
Selected wrestling to be reinstated to the Olympic program for 2020 and 2024.
Oh,
It was reinstated for 2020.
in the same year. All right. In 2013 okay, it is.
Yeah.
It's still in the Olympics apparently.
Good.
Oh, Ben, you can't do that to me.
You did that to us.
Ben.
That was his April Fool's joke on us.
Ben.
On us.
Ben, you got me.
You
My
him.
soul.
You killed
No,
him.
bro, because that's like the Olympics. The Olympics is like, what do you mean there's no universally? Oh my God.
Don't worry. No. We can't.
It's okay. It didn't happen. It didn't happen. It's okay.
Oh.
All right.
So.
All right. Sorry, guys. I just. I've been watching the World Championships for fencing. I don't know if you've been watching that. I'm pretty sure nobody but me has been watching that.
What?
The World Championships for fencing that are going on in the Middle East.
Wait, really?
Yeah, bro.
I kind of want to watch that.
I don't know if they're still going on. I think they may have finished.
I do like watching fencing, and I do actually want to learn how to fence because it's just another sword fighting game.
And Budapest. No, it was in Budapest. It wasn't in the Middle East. Oh no, but there is Kazan also. Oh no, that's a different. Because there were two different tournaments going on at the same time. Oh, it was Qatar. The Fencing Grand Prix Qatar 2021 is what I was watching. It was in the Middle East. I wasn't wrong. So yeah, so that's what I was watching. So I was also watching Budapest. But there's been like so much fencing at the highest level going on where we've been seeing like Saber. I was watching the Saber and I was watching the Épée. And man, fencing is a crazy, crazy sport. It's a crazy sport. It's definitely not the same as what we do.
Mm-hmm.
More people watch cornhole.
That's a very good point.
What's cornhole?
It's the game with the beanbags and the boards with the holes in them.
Oh, bro, that game is sick though. That game is sick.
So, Jesus Christ.
That's our word.
Make sure you ask questions here in the chat. Keep us busy.
They've been asking a couple questions. I'm gonna jump back. Before that wrestling debacle.
What's our dream team?
Oh, a bunch of okay, so my dream 5-man team is not me and a bunch of Russians I've never heard of.
Probably.
That's my dream 5-man team. For sure. Like some random 5 dudes from Bern.
There's probably a Pole in there somewhere.
Maybe. Probably not. Just take those 5 Russian guys and I'm going to be like, cool, I'm not on the team. Excellent, dream team.
Back to axes. There's another way you can run an axe. And you don't minimize down to the blade width. You maximize the blade width.
Well, I like the ones that are angled, like with that fucked up angle, where it's like the beak of the axe is like really pointed down low, so it has that like fucking like that like really ugly ugly angle.
It's a triangle.
It's the ugliest one, but it's the one that's the hurtiest.
Yes.
When you see a dude running with that, you're like, ooh, this dude is he's a mean person.
He's a
human. No, he's a mean person. Like, because have you ever felt like you can kind of tell something about people, people's personalities from their choices of equipment? You kind of know something, and it's like some people pick weapons that are just extra hurty and extra damagey, and you're like, this person is a bad person.
I have had that said about my gauntlets.
What's wrong with your gauntlets?
They're just big and pointy. They look ridiculous.
Gauntlets are pointy?
Not like pointy. I've shown you pictures of my gauntlets.
Maybe.
They've got big Sauron knuckles on them. Like, I backhand people, it's like clubbing them with a mace. No, that's real, dude.
So all the elves go like.
So I was at a rattan fighting event, and I could punch and do everything in that game. So a guy runs up on me, and I cross-check him with my greatsword, and then I just come back and I backhand him once, and he turns his head real quick, and then I backhanded him again. I backhanded him 3 times, and he fell on the ground with the third one. He's like,
You big people are not fair. Big people are cheating.
I'll take that as death. I'm like, I did just cloud hopper you with a mace.
We should absolutely have Boo-Hurt Melee weight restrictions. There should be like the regular people and then Giants League.
Fuck you.
No, man, because it's like I don't get to do that shit. So I only get to do that when I see when you see that like one dude who's like 5 foot nothing. You know, and you're like, this is one guy. He's the only one dude in the whole sport. That was also
tan fighting. We weren't using like steel fighting helmets, so it's a lot thinner.
Jesus, like, man, let me tell you,
just cloud hoppering people, man.
Dude, I wish so much that I could just be like, all right, you're going out of the list, and you're going down, and you're knocked out.
I've never thrown anybody out of the list, but I definitely have thrown people across the list. Just like,
that's fair. Man, I'm like not able to physically. I can't do that. Most people, like, I'm 5'11", and I find most people in the sport are at least
Judo,
as big as me.
You don't have to use any strength.
Yeah, okay, whatever, Mr. 265-pound dude. I'm going to be like, ha-ha, and you're just going to stand there.
No, I'll step. Because I have long legs.
You could do whatever you want, is the point. Because I'll be like, ha-ha, and you'll just be like...
What's the really simple one where he throws his leg in front of you and I think he's got an underhook?
You're probably thinking of that when you step across both legs?
No, he's stepping across one leg.
If you're stepping across one leg and you're kicking back and you're like side to side, that's an uchimata. Okay. If you're like at a reverse position where you're kind of like, instead of being like this, you're like this, and you're kicking back behind you, it's osotogari.
I think it's an osotogari. Brett got me with that once, and I told Brett that he would never be able to do that again. And the next time he did it, I just stepped further, and he's like, "Yeah, you got long limbs. It's hard to do that occasionally." And I'm like, Brett, you did it once because I didn't know the fight was still going on. I thought it was like a 4-on-1. And I went to go like hug him because it was like one of the last fights or something like that. And he just threw my ass to the ground. And I'm like,
well, like,
that's
like
never
jokes
gonna happen again.
Jokes aside, what saves me fighting big dudes is wrestling, not judo.
Yeah, no shit.
It's like being able to regain posture if my posture's broken, or understanding like how to distribute my weight, how to get really small, you know, because like there's a lot of different ways to like use your body creatively when you're fighting against somebody who's really big. And it's like I would think the best moves are going to be moves where you're trying to do trips or sweeps when you're taking a step, so try to bait you into taking a step and do like a koichigari or something like that, like where you kick out the foot as he's taking a step to try to take him down that way. Like I've seen Derek, I think he used to be on the Sentinels. I think he's on the Plague Rats. Yeah, I think he's on the Plague Rats now.
Yeah.
Derek's a big fan of that, like trying to sweep out, like do sweeps and trips like that when people are taking a step.
He used to wrestle.
Yeah.
So I think the biggest thing that wrestling brings to it is then being able to get your hips back underneath of your head. Like, you know, when being a smaller guy, or sometimes people just get a hold of the top of that point and they grab me and they just pull it down because that's the lever. You pull on the furthest point of the lever to make it go the easiest. So I would have people do that, and I would just reassert my hips underneath of my head. Like you get back like this,
and you like snap under,
hips, and I go, and then I can stand straight up. And
that's what you got to do.
That's a lot to stop. Is a straight up forward press of a man standing up.
Like, I think a big thing is if you get into those kinds of positions, you have to have it, like, wrestling knowledge is really important there, because knowing how the harness works, because you can have the harness from the front or the harness from the back, and like knowing, okay, so now I'm in the harness and I want to position myself so that my hips are above his hips and my head is above his head, because if you establish those positions, especially against like a rail, you're just going to make them bear your weight.
Yeah.
They're just going to slowly gas the shit out of them. And you see that a lot in UFC. Daniel Cormier, if you watch Daniel Cormier fights, even fights against John Jones, although John Jones just regularly kicks the shit out of them.
Yes.
But Daniel Cormier was really, really good at that particular kind of grind. Khabib is really good at that too. Khabib's best at everything. But Daniel Cormier in particular was really good at going into neutral. right? And I often tell my fighters in those wrestling moments, if they get into that position, you'll hear me scream like neutral, 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 and that means just get into that position and just chill,
Yeah.
right? Because they're gonna struggle against you and against themselves, and they're gonna gas themselves while you rest, and you're free to like set up strikes or change positions and stuff. So you just gotta you gotta know how to get to a place and then just chill. And that calmness also comes from training, like the ability to know positionally where you are and what that means gives you a lot of comfort in those moments of panic. So you're like, cool, I'm here. I know from here that I can relax, right? Like that's super important, I think. So like for me, wrestling is one of the most important pillars of Buhurt.
Yeah, it definitely is, and being able to like keep your cool and like logically go, okay, this is what I have to do to get myself out of this situation is actually it's a really needed thing. Let's move on to this video real quick.
Body mechanics. I'm just reading what Josh said. The 3 pillars of grappling in Buhurt: body mechanics, posture, balance. You have to understand those 3 things and have them drilled in. I agree completely. I agree completely. Right. Like in terms of like stylistically, I don't think it really matters what style of like wrestling or grappling you're a particular fan of, because I think among them they all share the same fundamentals. So I agree with you that you can really like break it down to the fundamental components of grappling. And I think that you don't really need to know a particular takedown if you have a really good sense, right, of how the grapple is operating, because a lot of those things will come naturally. You'll know based on feeling, right? And it's like those pressure signals are only something you gain through experience, the knowledge of how pressure signals work and how to read them. Yeah. And they're dulled substantially in armor, especially when your hands are full and you have like weapons and stuff. It's a whole different like pressure game, because you got to be able to read the pressure of the opponent against your weapons and stuff too. So there's like a lot of different.
I like making them do things due to my pressure signals. I'll give them fake ones. I'll make them do something. I'll push on them in a way, and I want them to react in a certain way, and then I just step with it. I'm like, okay, I pushed you forward. You're gonna fight that immediately. I'm gonna then use that forward momentum to either pull you into the harness or pull you across my leg.
They were there. I think it was in the Ludus. I think Josh will correct me. Josh will correct me on it. I think it was in the Ludus where that video of the arm drag, like there was like an arm drag fake. I think they called it like an Uchimata fake to an arm spin or something, but it was essentially just like an arm drag into like a spin that results in a takedown, similar to a Seo Inagi or an Uchimata, where you land in a side control position. And it's like you look at stuff like that, and that's all about setting up a fake or setting up a feint and making somebody react in the wrong way to your attempted takedown to then set up another takedown.
Yeah. Like working.
Yeah,
working
Kazushi.
Working 2 steps ahead or 3 steps ahead of a person to like make them do the thing. It's also a big thing in the art of war, like probing them and making them react in a certain way to see what they'll do, and then taking advantage of what they do. Putting your strong to their weak kind of situations where you're trying to aim at.
Musashi was about that too. Like that's my interpretation of his passage on stabbing the face, which is like my favorite passage of all time in Musashi, which it boils down to: you should stab at the face, because when you stab at the face, people go, oh my God, you're stabbing me at the face. And then they do this and they like back away and they curl away from you so that you could do some other shit. Right. So the idea of providing them with information that's incredibly threatening that they have to react to so you can exploit that opening to do something else is like a fundamental of brain fighting, right? Of that next level of fighting. So, and it's like you can get there really simply, right? It could just be like one fake or one little feint, and you have a world of opportunities of destruction open to you.
Why do you think that is the way that it is?
What?
Well, plays with people.
The helmet?
Yeah, it plays with people.
Why? Because you're always smiling?
It makes them do stuff.
The helmet makes them do stuff.
It makes them send 3 people at me, giving a 4-on-2 to my team.
Get the giant smiley face man.
Yes. Everybody wants to hit it. Everybody wants to be really violent, and they want to do something dramatic to it. And I'm like, sure, I'm gonna. Because you got a
fancy helmet. That's why.
It's great. So we're gonna watch
yourself
this
the
video.
Ponce de Leon.
Yeah, we're gonna watch this video.
Which video?
The video that we've got pulled up. It's Colin versus Dan. This is AMCF Nationals. This is the Australian Medieval Combat Federation, I believe.
Yeah. I'm super down.
Our boy Colin Campbell here in the black, I believe.
Let's see here.
With the the coat of plates. What's that damn helmet? The T-face helmet. Josh, you wear one.
one? The Barboot?
Yeah, the Barbute. There we go. Thank you. So you ready to go?
Hold on. No, I'm not. Oh, I had it on this screen. Man, I'm such a doof
It's
sometimes.
it's a super
Just I'm
heavy
just
pro fight.
I'm just doofing. All right. I'm just settling in. Hold on. I gotta just take. Wait, no. I'm gonna go for coffee for this one. I'm gonna finish off my coffee from this morning. Mm, mm. All right. Just activating my pro fight senses. Yeah, he's wearing a bar boot with these guys. Falchion, Buckler. I haven't seen this fight before, so it's
One's
like I'm
got a-
going in. I'm
One's got
blind
a
on this
buckler,
one.
one's got a punch shield. Colin's running with a punch shield because he's really good. He's
All right.
probably one of the most well-rounded fighters and strongest fighters.
Yeah, so my buddy Josh, the captain of Scalagrim, or one of no, not the captain of Scalagrim, one of the guys. I'm not sure actually, what Josh's
Josh
exact
Friars.
position is. Yeah, Josh Friars. I think he's the captain.
I think he is too.
Although it might be Greg. It might be Greg. I don't know. It could be both of them.
Yeah.
They're both amazing. But yeah, my buddy Josh tells me that he believes that Colin is the or one of the strongest fighters in the U.S. And I think I agree with him. Colin's like before he moved to Australia, of course. Like Colin's performance was always like next level awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just like I'm excited to see what goes down. I think he does a couple of fights at this tournament, so
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to how it rolls, how it goes down.
Hey, 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, rock and roll.
Well, one's got what's that? A cutlass? What is that thing? A little sweat back.
Falchions, nice punch. The super heavyweights, right?
Yeah, super heavyweights.
Little knee for nothing there.
Colin's got the hard press. He's throwing the uppercut with the shield.
He's trying to get the overhook. I think he's making a tactical
mistake.
Yeah, that's very nice. The other guy got out. I think he's making a bit of a tactical
good
error
leg
by
shot.
grappling with his sword. I would focus on freeing the sword. Yeah, he's gonna lose points if he loses this fight. I'm already.
That was great.
Yeah, that was a Uchimata attempt. Brings him down with an arm drag. Now he's going
He needs
into a
to be
harness
chopping.
position. Yeah, see now he's in the harness position. He pulls him down and he starts throwing shots as the opponent stands
Pushes
up.
him back.
Really solid, nice face control. Free your sword arm.
Yeah,
Nice, good flat snap to the leg.
Yeah, you threw one. He should have thrown like 3.
Yeah, it's okay. He wants to back off a bit. That's fair. It was a big blitz. Nice flat snap to the leg.
Yeah. It was a good shield. It was a good shield punch.
Very nice, very nice. He's very flat on his feet. It's hard to stay up on your toes, but he's very flat on his feet for round one. Although super heavyweight fighters have a lot more difficulty remaining on their toes.
Oh.
It's generally less expected. Very nice takedown.
Yeah.
Another. It's like a pseudo Uchimata because he didn't really kick.
Good
He just
knee,
kind of stepped
pushed
in
him.
front.
2, 3.
Beautiful.
Good knee to the head, like knee on
Nice,
chest,
good
side
control.
This is where he should really be and just start chopping with that
Yeah,
sword.
neon belly. That's solid too. I'm a big fan of using the shield to control and set up the sword. So it's like I like throwing the shield in and then using it to like manipulate objects out of the way or like
Oof.
use it as a pin. Nice knees. I still question the overall effectiveness of knees. I don't think many of them count for points, although the odd knee can be good.
Mm-hmm.
I question the constant throwing of knees. Just a little
I
flat
think it's a
snap
lot.
there.
I think it's just a lot of energy. Now they're going to turn it into a sword fight until Colin says, "Screw this, I'm charging."
If I were Colin, I would sword fight as much as possible. He's much more comfortable than the other guy is at it.
Yeah, because he's just throwing
Nice little
chops.
offside to the leg there. The guy's having trouble holding his buckler up, so that's a sign that you should definitely up the volume.
Yeah.
If he believes he's ahead, though, he could just be conservative.
Well, he knew. He
Not a
knew
bad-
he won that first round.
Not a bad, yeah, for sure. Fucking offside to the leg from nothing. I hate that so much.
One chop.
Very nice. Keep throwing though. I'm not a huge fan of using the grappling hand, the right hand to grapple. Yeah, there you go. Free that hand.
He's
and then
maintaining pressure with that right arm.
This is right, but this is a
it
mistake
was-
this is a mistake that I saw Golowina make in her fight versus Masheriakova, where she was constantly using her sword arm to like as a big mainstay of the grapple,
Yeah.
which is kind of normal because you grapple with both your hands, right? But when you get into this position and your
Oh.
sword is behind their head, very nice reversal.
That was a good reversal. Knees to the head.
Yeah, probably doesn't do anything.
And it's a good way to demoralize somebody.
Oh yeah, for sure. This guy's lost the fight like hard. Nice, good little trade there. Nice
He
left
did,
straight.
The other guy seems to have an idea of his feet. He tries to go for throws. He tries to go for kickouts.
Colin's grappling is just so much better.
Yeah. Well.
That was a good fight.
Yeah,
It was a good fight. It's a good fight. Man, big boys. We doing Colin versus Marcus next, number 68. Or do you want to do
68.
that was what? That was Colin v Dan? Yeah, that's Colin v
Yeah,
Dan.
let's go to
So,
Colin versus Marcus. We'll look at how Colin fights in different fights. How's that?
all right, sweet. Yeah.
Oh wait, let me pause this real quick.
I mean, I think that's relevant. That's relevant to the North American scene too. It's a dude who is formerly of North America fighting overseas, so
Yeah.
we're getting to see. There's like a direct comparison between best in our meta and their meta,
Does he
right?
fight? Does Colin fight? Sam. That's my question. I don't think he does. No, he
Sam
doesn't.
Aride,
No, Sam Ride.
Sam Ride.
Yeah, one of the
Yeah.
he's the Australian guy on Instagram. Check him out, S Ride, SW Ride, at on Instagram. So are you on the Colin versus
Yeah,
Marcus fight?
I'm
Good.
ready to rock. I'm ready to rock and roll.
3, 2, 1, go.
All right. Nice opening flat snap.
Yeah, yeah. The
Again,
other guy's got a much skinnier falchion running.
keep the other guy's doing what I'm suggesting. He's trying to keep his falchion free already.
Yeah. I do like the gut
Ooh.
punches. They're good.
Yeah. Oh, this guy's very aggressive.
Yeah.
This guy's very, very aggressive with the sword. So you see the mistake that Colin is making is he's not liberating his falchion hand.
Yeah.
So he's not gonna be able to score clear points in the same way. And it's harder. Very nice takedown.
Yeah,
Okay, this is
that
a
was
huge
good.
moment. This is a
That was
huge
good.
moment. You got to
Need-
really
need a
capitalize
chest.
on this moment.
Need a chest.
Capitalize on this moment.
He needs
Capitalize on this moment. He's
needs to
not
take
he's
his
not
sh-
doing enough control.
He needs to take his shield, trap the sword down, and chop him in
Ooh,
the
I think the
face.
dude defended himself very well there.
Yeah, he did.
I don't think much of that counted. The guy fouled almost everything there.
And Colin spent a lot of energy getting him down there and doing all that.
Oh yeah, but being dropped and beaten on the ground is rough.
Mhm.
Ooh, nice attempt at a kick out.
There you got rolled.
Oh, he
back
went
over
for it
there.
again. Nice reversal. Nice reversal.
All right, good spin over.
Oh, I
will
like how
say-
they don't have a list. That's kind of cool because
Yeah.
it prevents them from getting extra leverage or anything.
I do like how
Oh.
Marcus is doing a really
Uchi.
good job of countering
Counter Uchi.
a fair degree of Colin's judo, and he's swinging him around.
Oh no, they have
lot
half a
more.
list there.
Yeah, they got
have
they
half a
got
list.
some corners and stuff.
Yeah, they got half list. Yo, this dude Marcus is good, man.
Yeah, he's got that.
This dude
he's
Marcus
going
is-
for that figure four.
Ah, he's
leg.
winning. He's winning. He won
Yeah.
that round. I think I call Marcus winning that round
Okay.
for sure.
Oof, that was a good
Oh,
left.
oh,
That
very
was a
nice
good
combo.
left.
Very nice combo. Offside 6 followed by the left straight is very nice.
Ah, there was a
Oh,
good take. Oh,
nice
he went down
takedown.
with him.
Oh, big reversal. Oh, scramble,
Keep him
stand
down,
up.
Get to the. Oh, he should have gotten the
Oh,
hard
oh,
snap.
oh.
There he goes. One.
No, that was
two,
rough, yeah.
3, 4.
He should have just stood up.
knee.
He could have stood up.
Yeah.
Oh, you have to have a big comeback this round.
Yeah.
Big comeback. Confidence, big comeback.
Colin can
Oof.
maintain. Colin
Punched
can
in the
maintain
mouth,
the
that's
pressure
rough.
with the weight and his strength. If he just maintains pressure, it'll wear him out because he's going to keep trying to fight against that pressure. And Colin's really just like pushing forward on him, and it's really easy for Colin to just keep pushing forward. Oh, that was a good one. Pushed him right
huge.
down.
Oh, okay. Colin wins this round. Colin
he
wins this
He
round.
has one more fight on this.
We going to round 3 here? Is this going to go to round 3?
No. Yeah.
Probably not. Probably
Maybe
not.
no. Colin has another fight in this tournament, though.
No, but is this fight going to go to round 3? Or they're probably going to call it draw as a point for both of them and then victory for Colin. For sure. The other dude's getting wrecked now. No, I think that's a bad coach. The coach is shouting, like the corner person's shouting knees. I think that's just bad advice. It's irrelevant advice.
Yeah, to a point.
Yeah, so they're going to call it for Colin for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Where's
enough.
Colin? Colin versus Jake?
Colin versus Jake. Let me know when we're starting.
Yeah. I'm at 0-0. 1,
Alright.
2, 3.
All right.
So Colin's fought
Dudes
twice before
versus an
this.
arming sword guy now. Arming
Yeah.
sword guy is another buckler guy.
Yep.
Guy has good blocks.
That
Ooh,
was a good. That was a nice.
wow,
little
he's
combo
very
threw
fast.
down.
Colin is very fast for a big guy.
He's
Wow.
a foam fighter, dude.
No, but still, very, very fast for a big guy.
He's taking his buckler and or his punch shield and he's putting it over, trying to protect that hip out. letting him have the overhook to a certain degree, trap the shield, trap the sword arm, get him to this point.
All the titanium,
Yeah, all the
all
TI.
the yeah. Just look at his legs.
Mm-hmm. I really wish Colin would just tee off on him while he's holding him still and just leave
You
him.
can't look where his sword is.
I know. It's trapped.
That's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying is like you got to be careful. I think that it's important to not over focus on this. You really got to use a lot more of the face control and the shield control, and you really got to play more of a striking game in the corner. And when you go in for the grapple, you got to try to do overhook domination.
Mm-hmm.
I think overhook domination is probably the strongest thing you can do.
I think Colin is relying on the fact that his shield punch is very strong, and that
His judo is very strong.
No,
his judo and wrestling is
his shield punch is very strong as well. I think
yeah,
he's
for
trying
sure.
to punch with the shield more to do more damage, I think. But I'm like, nah, just chop him with the sword. It's meant to chop.
Ooh, nice little hook. What's this guy doing? He's trying to bait something?
I don't know.
Seeing how fast the guy is, I wouldn't play these games.
He's putting a tip towards Colin's face. I was like, I'd be.
Okay. Colin's slowing down a bit.
That. Yeah.
It's normal. That's normal though. See, not a big fan of that offside from nothing, but with small shields, it's definitely doable because you don't have to deal with the same kind of.
I want to see Colin do uppercuts into that armpit.
I don't really think that would do anything. I don't think these strikes are good enough. I wouldn't count that. That's not good enough for me. Oh!
Rolled her around. More punch. Hit him in that unarmored hip.
What is this? Should be separate. No, it's active. Okay. They're letting him go. They're letting him work. Oh, nice. No, Colin is too strong.
Too
strong.
Too strong. He's made out of Stalinwood.
Yes. He's made out of tougher stuff.
Oh, God.
Yeah, absolutely. Having a deep underhook, Josh, is so important. I completely agree.
Me and Brett talk about the underhook on a video and be putting out next week.
Underhook, man.
I sit down with Brett Skinner and we talk about different things, new steps in the new world, new steps for our sport to take, and we are called the new world occasionally. So
I think that a lot of the takedowns we attempt from an overhook position are just not functional because you don't get enough of a posture break.
They're not good.
And the whole thing, well, you just can't break posture enough to do stuff. Like I see a lot of people attempt a haragoshi from an overhook, and while yeah, it could work sometimes, I think you get much more success.
Good for him.
Wow, yeah, I didn't even see that coming. I didn't even see how he could win that.
My videos just rolled into the 12-on-12s, and I like watching 12-on-12s.
I mean, we could do that. We've already been rolling for quite a while. It's already been a bit over an hour.
Yeah.
You want to do this? You want to do a couple 12s?
We can do that. Or...
There's two.
Do we have any other questions in chat? How's it going? What's going on, guys? Like, I know that we.
What is going on?
We fell into looking at videos. Got all kinds of things going down for the channel. I've got a couple of different projects in the work. I'm talking with Brett Skinner. Probably going to do a talk with Craig Michael Ivey, Josh Carnage at some point in time. And then I have to interview the Crazy Canuck here and Ringa about their preparatories and let them do a little bit of smack talking and screaming at the screen.
I mean, I do smack talk every time I have a chance.
Like, all I know is that you guys need to cut promos, and if I have to be the guy to help you cut a promo, I'll cut you a promo.
Yeah, I just have to be able to like do some fighting, you know. It's like I'm just in like prison all the time, so I eat my prison lunches and I train in my prison gym.
Look, all you need to do is tape the razor blade to the inside of your finger and get a little bit of blood pack and just slap it and just get real riled up, buddy.
And that's when I come in with the chair, steel folding chair. Yeah, steel folding chair. Smash them through a table.
I have steel folding chairs from the 50s. So they're actually made like out of steel.
Out of actual steel.
I've really wanted to bring them to an event, just like weld the two places where it can swing open shut. I'm like, just take it to an event and hand it to a guy. Go like, you can go ahead and fight with that. It passes all the rules.
I agree with Michael G. Doug de Montreal for the win. Represent the home team.
Sure.
Yeah.
Happens.
We would wreck your team, bro. We would smash your team. We would destroy your team.
American
Whatever team you have. I don't care. We destroy your
you only
team.
hear shit about
Wasn't your team like
Canadian
Wheel
steel.
of Pain? Didn't Canadians beat your team?
They did, yes.
Yeah, last time we rumbled. I should have been at that tournament.
You can't
No, I
say
can't say
we.
we.
You weren't the fuck there, guy.
I could say we. Canada represents. Canadians beat you. It was all Canadians that beat you. Represented all of us.
No, wait a minute. You have a group in the middle of your damn country that's like, we don't want to be a part of you. Let us be an island of French fun.
Not anymore. They want to be part.
They're still separate.
Separatism is not nearly as popular as it used to be as a political stance.
I know.
It's not nearly as popular as it used to be. But yeah, I agree with Mick. We would just wreck you.
Sure. Keep thinking that.
I mean, we'll do. It's you versus Dom round 2. Let's go.
Jesus Christ. I have confidence in myself enough, but Dom is just gonna push me around at some point in time and be like, Dom, I can't, like, I can outdance you for enough, but damn.
He can dance. You'd be surprised.
Oh,
he can
I know.
Dance.
I'm very understanding. I've watched Dom fight. I know what he could do. I'll be like, I could be a little bit faster, but that's gonna stop at some point in time. I'm gonna get stuck in a corner.
Hey man, when they want, like, if somebody is willing to get to come through fire to grab you, they're gonna grab you.
Oh yeah,
that's what I've learned. I've learned that the hard way. You know, if no matter what if you're throwing every bomb in the plane at them and they're still coming, like,
tout
they
less,
gonna get you.
What's tout less US get kill?
I might just keep that for me.
No. Let's fucking hear it.
Yeah, no, I think I'm gonna keep that one for me and Mick.
No.
Mick made that call, Mick.
Nah. You're gonna tell me what the fuck that says.
Nah,
actually,
maybe
no,
I'll tell you.
Hey, admin team, how about you let me know what the fuck that says?
Translate. Let's get your Google Translate skills on.
Just tell me.
Amazing.
Just
no, you can't make me.
You're on
my
fucking stream.
No, yeah. Well, what are you gonna do about it? Can't do anything about it. Exactly. I have all the power here, Batman. So do you want to watch these 12s? Want to give that a call? Did anybody else have any questions? We can field some more questions.
In a minute. Anybody got any questions in the chat?
Je suis plus capable de d'homme qui me casse en deux pour 5 minutes. Yeah, I mean, that's true. That's really brutal. He's saying I'm not able to deal with Dom anymore, who just breaks me in half for 5 minutes. Which is true, because Dom grabs you, and then you're just like squatted over, bent in half.
I see you. Kill them all? Yeah. I was wearing a shirt earlier that said, I'm just here for the violence.
I'm just here for the violence. Ah, the good old violence.
Oh, the old wacky bat of violence.
The rudest Canadian ever, eh?
Okay, let's watch.
Stoke the fires of the rivalry. I love it.
3, 2, 1, go.
All right.
I like watching 12s. I like fighting in 12s a lot. I enjoy 12s so good.
I think 12s is like the future of competitive team.
I think that's really where the sport shines, is in 10s and 12s.
Yeah. Like, there's so much more shit going on.
Mm-hmm.
It's so much more explosive, and the plays are so much swingier. You see so much more cool shit than you do in 5s.
This is Australia, so we have to give them a little bit, because it is Australia.
Yo, Australia's strong, dude.
I know.
No, bro. They're good. Yep. What's this dude doing? You don't do that. Everybody watching, you don't do that. When you die, you fucking lie there, and you act as an obstacle for your team. Look at this. These are big boys, man.
Yeah.
These are all big dudes.
That's a longsword.
Oh, longsword. Yeah. Whoa. All right, let's see what happens with longsword. Oh, that hook.
Mm-hmm.
For your nice. All right, this guy has the right tactics. Establish face control, check the list. He could kind of run away, though. He doesn't really need to be fighting this dude. He doesn't really need to be fighting this dude like this, though. Oh, is he about to start getting axed by... Why did the dude's friend just... Oh, because he had a friend, but now he has a friend. Oh, and now the small dude is getting mangled by big dude.
Now this monstrous dude is just
Yeah,
standing
so
there with a two-handed axe.
green guy is like,
I'm
my
gonna chop
helmet.
you.
His helmet, you know what his
Ooh.
helmet says about him? His helmet says he does not give a fuck about your health.
Yeah, no, generally not.
Yeah, this dude, see, like that kind of axe is like a mean person axe. Or like this person is like, he just does not care about your safety. Is this guy, is this an arming sword? No, it's a falchion. Okay.
It's a falchion.
No, yeah,
It's a long falchion.
Yeah, it is long. It's a long boy.
It's a long, thin one.
Oi, hit him in the wrist. Yeah.
Jesus,
punch
hit him in the
face.
wrist.
Fuck. I thought that's what he was doing.
These punches aren't going to do anything, though.
Nah. This is like, I talked about this a bit with Ringo, is like how to team grapple. Okay, they traded. Good trade. All right.
Yeah,
Big brain. Big brain. Going into round 2 now, right?
Yeah, I'm
just letting it roll. Yeah, just let it roll. Man, I love the little numbers on their belts. I love it. Some people are critical of the numbers. I think the numbers are probably the best step so far.
They work.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of a Russian kit out here. There's a lot of Western European kits out here.
I mean, I think it's pretty universally understood that Western is just the safer kit for the sport. But definitely looking like a ninja is super cool.
Agreed.
Looking like some kind of like Mongol ninja is like really badass. Oh! Help your friend, bro. What are you doing? Stop looking around. Help your friend. You got a friend right there. This guy understands.
Why is this guy in the green hitting the other guy in the green?
He's not. Okay, so I've seen that tactic used by Russians, okay? And it's you let a dude get an overhook on you. So now he has the overhook on you, and your friend with the axe comes and just wails on his arm. Because you get the whole hammer and anvil thing.
Chop on his elbow.
Yeah.
Well,
that's like a secret Russian like meta team tactic.
Definitely needs a higher angled camera, but this corner's got some fun stuff happening.
Oh, look at that run! Oh! Somebody just got annihilated by that run. I'm kind of at a loss as to who's who here.
Yeah, so
I imagine it's just greens versus not greens.
Yeah, greens versus everybody else, seems.
Little shot's doing nothing. Just get out, dude.
Get out of the corner.
Just get out of the corner. Just hold the rail and step over the bodies. You're like not even being grappled.
Yeah.
And you're not even helping. Right now you're doing nothing. Just get out. No. Hold the list. Hold the list. What are you doing?
Get off of his arm.
What
Just get away.
are you? Oh my God. This is you. What are you doing? Please hold the list. Please hold the list. Please hold the list. Oh my God, this guy. Oh my God, the other dude could just push him over. He'd just be like, ah.
Well, the other guy left him.
Oh! That Booher Tech Brigandine.
Pretty close.
Oh, he just left. He just left. And he just walks away. Oy.
Pushes him into a pile of people for some reason. Hey, look, a longsword.
I mean, there's a dude on the ground. Oh.
Longsword versus two-handed axe.
Oh. Wow, two-handed axe guy really had like a nice little recovery from that shot.
Yeah.
Fucking coming at you with the like nice little whoota!
Yeah.
Oof. Oof. Big guy in the corner. Oh. When I grow up, I want to be a big guy like that too. Jesus.
I want to be a big guy in a corner.
Oh man. What is going on? There's a little bit of chaos. I don't understand what's going on.
Big axe chopped to the shoulder of a guy that I think was on the... No, he's just in a deep squat.
Oh.
This
guy in the back just chilling. I do not approve of just chilling.
This guy was just tired holding on to this guy's axe. Like, this guy here is just tired.
Big guy in a tiny corner. What a derp. Oh, that axe shot. Oh, I would totally love to fight these Australian dudes one day. I mean, they look like they're having so much fun.
So Sam Ride says that the first pro fight that he wants on the American soil is with me. The first fight he wants on American soil is with me. And I'm like, why, Sam?
That's so romantic.
I know, it's great.
Aw. Guys should do it on a moonlit walk by the beach.
We're going to do it in a pit of fire.
Aw. Gotta go camping and stuff.
The candles are going to get out of hand a little bit.
That was awesome. Wow, sick. Sick tourney, Australia. I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
That was dope as fuck. Fuck, they have so many. They have like 70 videos. Dude, I'm gonna have to go through this. Yo, everybody sub to Team Kraken.
Yeah, Team Kraken
Sure.
is some good shit.
Yo, for sure. Respect these guys, man. Wow, cool. And they got everything organized in individual videos with timestamps and shit, like in a playlist where you can just watch the entire tournament back to back. Like, that's like super cool. Thank you. Wow, shout out to them from across the world, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, Sam's on a real push, and he tries to push everybody else on the different teams. Like, let's go and away. Let's put it out there. Let's put out the thing that we do.
I'm subbing to them on both of my channels.
As am I.
There you go. Give them some extra sub. Some
So
sub love.
I've got plans to do 5-on-5 tactics by using Warhammer models and a dry erase board.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It's going to be terrible.
It's terrible.
Like, you watch this guy going for deep penetration, and then he's going to look over here, and then he's going to go over here, and then
Sorry, you see this guy? You see this guy with the chainsaw gun? Chainsaw gun guy is going to like run through into the backfield, and he's going to try to take out the dude with the microwave gun.
Hey, you know what the name of the game is? Put the other guy on the ground. Okay, like he's gonna use all the force that he's got moving around. He's gonna go over there and he's gonna try and put him on the ground.
There's one guy, he uses his psychic powers to just crush that guy's skull from across the list, right?
Jesus Christ! Use gummy bears.
Gummy bears is a great idea because then you can eat them when you're done.
Like you see how this asshole's going up and around here? He's gonna take the left and then he's gonna get fucking taken out right there.
Take him out an arm. Eat that guy. That guy's dead.
He's fucking dead.
Use gummy bears. I agree.
Laced with LSD.
All right, so that's like a game. How many can you take?
Oh no.
My team versus your team. Bro, this is too real.
Checkers.
Checkers. But each checker has a tab of acid. So that each time you like lose a dude, you got to take the hit of the dude. When you kill a guy, you take that hit of acid.
No, that's fucking.
I wouldn't be. I'm not my world. When they go down, you bite their little gummy heads off. All right, this is getting brutal now.
The brutality.
Talking about candy murder.
Candy murder. It's definitely where I'm at.
Yeah.
I've got a couple of talks that I want to do with a couple of different people. I've got more across the list coming up.
Nice.
I'm gonna figure out. I think I'm gonna talk to the New Zealanders.
Yeah, they're awesome.
They're hilarious. Either Justin Harris or
James.
Yeah.
James Bennett. Justin Harris is cool. I like him.
He did actually. He did the HMB fastest sword challenge, and he actually did pretty well. Like I was like, good job.
Oh damn! I didn't check that out yet. I didn't sign up for that because of my bitch arm. I'm not ready.
No, you don't want to do that.
My bitch arm can't take it right now.
Nope. I
tried a bunch of times, and it's like I do pretty well. I get into like the 50s, but it's like I can't. It hurts way too much.
Yeah.
I think the last time I did it, I got like 48. And then I was like,
my strong arm.
Yeah. I take my little hand. It's stronger. Yeah, but like once I'm gonna add that. I've been adding that slowly into my drilling, but I can't do it like back to back. It's so rough, dude.
No, it's rough as shit. I think really what you need to do is put a strip of carpet across that damn tire. It'll deaden the bounce.
Oh, I don't use tires anymore.
Okay, good.
I use a punching bag.
Okay.
Yeah, I use a punching bag. I only use tires for 2-hand axe. At Bardish. Right there, the Bardish. That Bardish goes on 2-hand axe. Yeah. 2-hand
My
axe
axes actually are on the way from Russia.
Nice. From what's his name? Grislov?
World Workshop _III.
Nice.
They made me.
You were telling me about them.
They made me an axe. They're sending it over, and I'm gonna beat the ever living shit out of it.
Nice.
I'm gonna like test everything about it, but it's like a 5.5 foot long pole axe with a little hammerhead on the back side of it.
That's sick, dude.
It's gonna be brutal. I don't know. I don't
That's
know
awesome.
I think I might go and grab a car door and use that for testing. It's like, here, I built this rack to hold this car door, and then I'm just gonna beat the ever living shit out of it.
Another thing for Paul to hit me with.
Yes, it's very much so correct. Clubbins for all.
Clubbins for
Clubbins for all.
I'm going seal clubbing, boys.
No, I've gotten accustomed. I like a 5-foot axe, but I don't like how heavy and stupid they are to like recharge and do all this stuff. Like I like my 3.5-foot axe that has a 5-foot long axe head on it. Like it's a heavier axe head than our single-headed axes are.
Mm-hmm.
It's also built like an axe head. Like if I sharpened it, I could go split logs with it.
Nice.
It's got the right profile and everything like that. When I hit people with it, and it's on a matic handle, and a matic handle is really wide up at the top, and it goes down to a regular handle.
That's what I want too.
They're perfect. I found
because it's all about the one. Like you're not going for combos. It's singles. You're just going blam, blam, blam. It's like it's just pain compliance. Are you going down yet? Are you going down yet? Are you going down yet?
I can still go like bam, bam, bam. I can do it at a fairly okay metronome pace, doing chops, but I know that I can aim a lot better with that shorter headed axe. I really want to be able to stand back away from people with a 5-foot axe and just go, just like rain down artillery on people and smash.
Yeah. I'm probably going to cut down my Bardish a bit because it's too tall.
What's it,
it's
like 6?
It's just the pole is 6. And then the head of the Bardish goes, So it's like it's a bit too tall. It's a bit too tall for me, and I've always preferred shorter halberds anyway. Like total length 6 feet is like good for me, including the top of the blade. So I'm probably going to shorten it down so that the head of the Bardish like matches my head, and then it's probably going to be a lot easier for me to like play around with, because right now it's just so like it's like your one shot is good, but then you're like your recovery is like super rough for no reason. Your wind up is rough, and it's like you can use the European technique, but I find the European technique I don't get the same kind of drive. I've been training it too, where you come up to the side and then you step down and through, and they're not like shifting their hands or anything. It's all like hip and torque. Yeah, so you're coming down, boom, like that kind of a thing. And like that's all right. It's just the recovery is just so like you have to be so strong in the arm, right, for that, because it's not coming back with your body. It's really like fucking you gotta fucking all one motion, boom, and then you come back. So it has to be like a fluid thing.
I have, being in the Boy Scouts, I chopped a lot of trees. And I swing my axe sometimes, like when I'm not like walking up on people and I'm like trying to just wail on somebody, I'll wail it all the way around and bring it back over, but it'll be so quick that it'll do it. And sometimes I'll go to the bring my grip up and then do it again, bring my grip up and do it again. Like that can get more repetitive. But if I want to just lay big blows, I'm twirling that big boy around to get it to you.
That's what you got to do.
Chop it.
Got to twirl that big boy around.
Oh, just got to twirl that big boy around there.
Twirl that boy around. Twirl it.
I want to thank everybody in chat for being around. We've been going for about an hour and a half. I held there longer than an hour.
It's fine.
Yeah. April Fool's, motherfucker. We did an hour and a half instead of an hour.
It's actually not straight. It's actually entirely pre-recorded.
Completely recorded. You guys have no idea. We just have really good telepathy on figuring out what you were going to say during our stream.
Yeah, it was just like really well thought out in advance.
He tried to sell me on the idea of like, let's just not do the stream. Like, fuck him. I was like, no.
Or like we get on the stream, everybody connects, and you're like, all right, welcome to April Fool's. Stream goes down.
I already did one video today that was not what I said it was, so I was like, we could have just sat down and watched like the Care Bears if we really thought about it, and like talked about the meta of the philosophy of the Care Bears.
Oh my god, I don't want to get into Care Bears. I'm not ready. My body's not ready.
Either that or the Gummy Bears.
I don't want to do like play-by-play commentary of Care Bears.
Now look at these motherfuckers.
All right, he's about to use his Care Bear stare.
Look at this big belly son of a bitch with the star. Like he's just about to wreck your face with this star blast straight to your mouth.
Oh my god.
Yep, that's where that went, buddy. I want to thank everybody being in the chat and like hanging out with us. Bear, I want to thank you for coming and hanging out with me. And
thanks for having me, man.
About the fighting.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
doing live streams with you is fairly easy because we just have conversations and it's pretty okay.
Yeah, no, it's a good time. It's always a good time. Thank you for having me, and we should continue producing content together. I think our little streaming community is growing. There are a couple new people who have joined us in recent months who are starting to produce videos. So I think there's a lot more content producers, now than there was even like a month ago. We're
Yeah,
seeing a lot more content
definitely.
production.
Well, people have
So
also come back to doing it a lot more regularly. Ben Sugarman's going to be doing a video. He's going to be doing a live stream tomorrow night talking about like editing video, and he's going to be talking about different stuff, talking about his journey
nice.
through steel fighting. Chuck's doing stuff. We've got
Chuck's
Ringo.
on a tear, man.
Chuck's
Shout
just
out to
pumping them
Chuck.
out,
He's just
dude.
man, he is just pumping them out. Like mine are like little diamonds that I have to stew in my colon and poop out when they're ready. Like I can't it's just like I have to find something that's so like, exemplary because that's kind of the way that I've set my content up, that I have to find something that's like fucking beast in order to grab, and then I have to like want to watch it for like 60 million hours.
Mm-hmm. I think the thing
Tear it apart.
also I think the thing also comes in waves. Like I had a really good wave of motivation. I made like 8 videos, and then for like 2 weeks I was like, bah, I got too much shit to do, guy.
I pump out like one every 2-3 weeks. That's
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
like my schedule right now, and
Mm-hmm.
I do it because I do so much live streaming. I'm streaming with Ringo like every week. Like I've pulled I
It's
streamed
okay,
earlier this
Mariana.
week.
You can completely go back and replay it. All of this is all of the live stream is recorded and then posted to YouTube after the live stream's done. So it was just us heckling each other and like yelling about fighting.
It's been good shit. It's definitely been good shit, and I encourage you all to subscribe to Paul. He definitely deserves it.
And I,
Like,
and
subscribe.
I definitely suggest to go to Bear Blackspear. Check out his channel. Go and like and subscribe
Thank
to
you.
his shit. Yeah, because we're gonna do that. mutual
YouTube.com/C/Bear Blackspear. Twitch.tv/Bear Blackspear. Facebook.com/Bear Blackspear. Like, subscribe, follow, motherfuckers. Find me online.
Horsticker.mpeg. So, I want to thank everybody for checking things out. Go and check out the link tree. It's been posted up in the chat a couple of times. We're gonna dip out and probably go to sleep because I'm ready for bed.
All right. Awesome.
Everyone have a great night. Get vicious or get the fuck out.
Peace out, yo.
Okay.
Yeah, sweet.